Okay, so I just did a quick foam roll. I usually do that right before my activation, so now I'll start my activation. So I start out with a hip flexor stretch. I don't hold it for very long. Usually bend one way. And go back, grab the foot, and just give it a quick pull. Go to the other side. Give your foot a pull. Then I'll usually throw in a hamstring stretch in this position too. Just keep the legs straight and bend down a little bit. And then next I move into cat-cows. 10 reps usually around, sometimes a little less. Then after that, I move into the thoracic mobility stuff. I just have 2 exercises for that. So this first one, you'll kind of be in a kneeling position, kind of keep your butt back above your heels, so you kind of sit on your heels. And then you put your arm about right in the middle of you, a little bit out in front of you, and put your hand on the back of the head, and then just twist up. As your back gets warmed up, you'll kind of be able to twist a little bit higher. And just focus on getting movement in the middle of your spine. Do around 10, 12 reps each side for this. Okay, the next thoracic exercise, you kind of sit crisscross and then try to keep your back as straight as you can. You'll have a little arch, it's hard to sit up straight in this position, but try to sit up as straight as you can. Hands on the back of your head, and then you twist right, twist left. Try to get 10 on this. This one's pretty difficult starting out, but you get more used to it. Once you get around 10-ish on that, you'll do just reaches from this position. Pause at the top for a second, and then go back down. And then just do 3 more twists. And really try to twist with your back and not your head. Keep your head straight, aligned with your torso. And twist all in the back. What do I do after that? Next we'll move into glute bridges. Glute activation. I use a heavy mini band with my glute activation. You don't necessarily need one, but I think it helps a lot with getting the glutes firing, so I'll put that just above my knees and do around 15 glute bridges, trying to keep my pelvis tucked back, not keeping my back arch. I try to tuck my pelvis. 1, 2. Then as I'm going up, I'm putting resistance against this band too and trying to keep my knees spread apart. And then on the 15th one, I like to hold for, I don't know, 5-ish seconds. And then I do kind of a clamshell thing from this position. I don't know, here, I'll switch this way. See if you can see it. So I'll glute bridge up and then just pull my right knee out for 8 reps. Then my left knee out. Keep my right knee still for 8 reps. So it's kind of like a clamshell from a glute bridge position. And then I pull both knees out at the same time for another 8 reps. Still in the bridge position. And that'll really get your glutes firing and some of that outer glute to get activated. And then I move into a single leg bridge. Just do about 8 reps of this. Your glutes will already be kind of tired. 7, 8, and then on my 8th one, I just like to do like 3 or 4 pull-outs with my leg that's not on the ground. Just kind of pull that band out. And then my left leg. Do about 4 or 5 pull-outs with my leg that's not on the ground. And back down. And then next I will do a dead bug. You can do it without, I like to do mine with a medicine ball, but you don't really need one. Just try to keep your belly button pulled down towards your spine. Your pelvis tucked, so you can't put a hand under your low back. Keep your pelvis tucked back, and then obviously reach one way, reach the other. If you have a medicine ball, I'll show you the variation I do. I'm gonna scoot farther back for this one. Okay. So I put the medicine ball up on my knees, about a 90-degree angle between hip and femur, close. And then I'll push into the medicine ball with the arm and leg I'm not reaching with. Still trying to keep my pelvis tucked. That'll really get your lower abs firing and help practice pelvis control. Next, I will do bird dogs. So it's a pretty simple one. I like to just do, I don't alternate. I know a lot of people alternate. I just do I'll do 15 left leg, 15 right leg. And I just do them all at once on each side. Really focusing on squeezing my glute at the top. Practice firing your glute when it's extended back. And then on the 15th, just hold for 5-ish seconds, around 3 to 5 seconds. 15 on the other leg. And then I'll do some quick donkey kicks on each leg. I like to do it with a band. You don't really need one for this exercise, but if you like a band, I like using one. A little extra resistance. So 15 on each leg. Really focusing on squeezing the glute. And then I'll do the supine glute pullbacks. So you just kind of lay flat on your stomach, or I guess this is prone, and then just I'll raise my left leg just with my glute, squeezing my glute, raise my right, raise my left, raise my right. So you're just focusing on laying flat on your stomach, pelvis tucked a little bit, and just trying to raise your leg with just your glute. Then I like to do around 15 to 20 each leg. This one will really get your glute firing and help with extension. Okay. Then coming towards the end, I'll get some more bands out if I can find the one I use. Okay, here they are. So I'll do crab walks, 20 each direction, and then the standing clamshell right after that. I'll show you both. So I like to use the heavy band, or a heavier band. Neither of these are super heavy. They're both mini bands. One over the knees, one on the feet. And then I'll go 20 each direction with kind of a little bit of a squat, but nice and slow. Pulling that other foot in slowly. I'm just not letting it snap back to center. Back the other direction. More this way. Couple more that way. And then the standing clamshell. So just stand on one leg, knee will be a little bit bent, and then you focus on just pulling the leg that's not, you're not standing on obviously, and then pulling it out. I might try to move closer for this one, see. So you'll be standing on this leg, and then with this glute, just try to squeeze, pulling it out and then letting it back in slow. This is a tough one at first. And trying to keep this knee straight over your toes too. And you go 1, around 10 each side. 10. Okay. That'll be good. And then I'll move in to some quick RDLs and then the toe taps. So this is kind of more balanced stuff, but still working on glute and pelvis control. So obviously RDL, slight knee bend, and then just trying to hinge at the hip. Kind of having a slight squeeze on your butt the whole time. Going down till you feel a little pull in your hamstring and popping back up. It's nice to do 7-ish each leg. 5 would probably do. Left leg balance is a little bit tougher for me. 1, 2, 7. And then just do kind of the same thing. You're gonna keep these are the toe taps, kind of a twisting toe tap. Keep one leg planted, trying to keep the knee and toes kind of straight. And then you're twisting back and kind of hovering over the ground and tapping it. You don't necessarily have to tap it. Bend down until you kind of feel pull in this glute and then pop back up. So you're squeezing this glute down here and popping back up. You want to keep your pelvis level. So pull down and then pop back up, level the pelvis back out. What do I? Okay. Gotta move this mirror real quick. So, I forgot to do my calf stretch earlier, so I'll do my calf stretch real quick. I guess you won't really be able to see this. I'm just against the wall, just pushing my knee over my toe and just kind of holding it for 10-ish seconds, just making sure I have kind of good dorsal. I guess you can see my foot. Move it down here. Making sure I have good dorsiflexion and good mobility in my ankle joint. Just kind of pushing that knee over my toe. I don't hold it for super long, just making sure I got good movement through there. Okay, last 2 exercises real quick. If I can find the thing, oh, it's over here. Okay. So this one, a really light mini band, not super heavy. Stand on one leg, pull out 10 times, straight out. And then straight back. For 10. And other leg straight out for 10 and back for 10. Okay, very last one. This one's quick. Just kind of something, making sure your glute medius is firing and help with your pelvis stability. So this one, you kind of get against a wall, and then your leg that's closest to the wall, you're gonna lift up and try to pull it up as high as you can. It should be above 90 degrees, but at least 90 degrees. And then you're gonna push this knee into the wall for a static contraction for around 10-ish seconds. But you should feel it on this outside hip. So you're gonna push against the wall as hard as you can with this knee. Just hold it and you'll feel a good contraction in your outside glute. And then switch sides. Lift your knee up really high, push it against the wall as hard as you can, and you'll feel it firing in your glute medius out here. That's good. I like that one a lot for when you're in stance phase, making sure your pelvis isn't dropping and you're keeping a level pelvis. Through stance phase, I believe that's everything activation wise. And then before my run, like once I get my shoes on or if I'm driving somewhere, I'll put my stuff on and then just do like basic dynamic stretches. I'll do the knee to chest, pull back, and then I'll do pull across both sides, stretching my piriformis muscle and my glutes a little bit. Just do a pull across, a standing figure four. I'll just do this like twice, pull it up to my chest. And then kind of a side lunging stretch, making sure my groins are stretched out. I just do this a couple times. And then I'll do the walking lunges is the very last thing I'll do. We're like more like dynamic stretching. Just step into a lunge. I kind of like to twist both directions, get a little more spine movement, pop up, pause, twist both directions again, down, twist, pop back up, twist, and then hold it at the top and then go back down. And I'll usually only do that 4 or 5 times. But those last couple exercises, are usually right before my run. If I'm driving somewhere, I'll get out of the car, do the knee to chest, standing figure four, walking lunges, stuff like that right before. But that's basically everything. I know it's kind of long, but once you get used to that routine, you can go through it in 15-ish minutes right before your run. But you might not even need every exercise that I go through. That's kind of just the stuff that's worked best for me and my weaknesses and stuff. So, just text me if you have any questions about any of it.